Let's talk about function declarations and function expressions. We already know that functions are blocks of code that contain instructions to be executed as needed. A function can contain commands, variables, and additional calls within itself. We'll start with our HTML page to help us execute a couple of sample functions. Our page contains tags that include the head, title, body, header, and others to get us going. We also have a link to a JavaScript file where we will write our functions. There are two kinds of functions we'll talk about, a function declaration and a function expression. Although they both execute commands, the syntax between the two is written differently. Let's take a look. Our script file currently has no code, but we will be adding functions starting with a function declaration. But first, let's add a comment to identify this as a declaration. The declaration is identified by starting with the keyword function, followed by the named identifier with open-close parentheses. The name can be anything, but it is common practice to name it something that is easy to identify. There is nothing between the parentheses since there is no argument being passed at this time. We add the curly braces where we place our commands. We can execute complex operations, but for now, we use a simple alert saying this is a declaration. To make the message appear, we call the function to execute the code. In our browser, we see the function is called and the alert appears. Now let's create a function expression. But first, add a comment to identify this as an expression. Remember, a function declaration starts with the keyword function. For a function expression, we create a variable first with an appropriate name and assign it to an anonymous function. We use open-close parentheses. And we can still leave them empty because there is no argument to pass, followed by curly braces to place our commands. A simple alert is added, this time saying it's for an expression. As we've done before, we call the function to execute the code that will make the message appear. Both the declaration and the expression have been left in so we can see that both operate as intended. In our browser, we can see the function declaration will execute the code and alert us that its code block has run. When we select OK, the function expression will then alert us that its code block has run as well. The two functions mentioned today, function declarations and function expressions, are constructed a little differently. Even though they both can contain blocks of code, either simple or complex, to be executed as needed. Which function format to use is a matter of preference or need. Remember to explore more for what these can do. Thank you for watching.